Hey guys, Blue Bridge here. Two news stories to tell you about. With Chelsea seniors embarrassed by the development squad, Maresca not happy, and is Todd Bowley trying to manipulate us more by buying one of our major media outlets? So let's get into it. So the team are back in first team training. A lot of the international players have come back, but during the international break something happened and Maresca isn't a happy man at all. So Chelsea have cancelled their scheduled day off after the first team lose 3-0 to the under-21s. Yes, you heard it right. So Maresca has cancelled a scheduled day off for senior players this week, and so he's not happy. He's not happy at all because some of the first team players who played in that match, I think, are Badiashile, Lavia, Fofana. Who else would have played in that? Sancho, who wasn't on international duty. So we had some experienced first team players. Tyreek George as well. He would have been one of the guys who played in that match. And they got beaten. Apparently, I hear that it wasn't only the under-21s. I heard that there were some 16-year-olds in there, and they embarrassed them. And to make it matters worse, who's that striker they're thinking of getting rid of? Who's not signed a new contract? Can't remember. My brain fails me at the minute. Getting old. But our youngster, you know the guy. But he scored a brace, and he's not willing to sign a new contract because when we had no strikers at all, they didn't even have him on the bench. So what sort of development path do they have? And they wanted for him to extend his contract. Why? Maybe to flip him for a profit. But a lot of young players are getting wise to that now, and they're not doing it. So still can't remember his name, but I will put his caption in the video when I remember. So anyway, but the good news is, there is some good news in all this, is that the likes of Cole Palmer and who else? Noni Madueke and Nicholas Jackson, they're going to be they're back in training. So hopefully, because they've got until Thursday, we don't play because of the FA Cup. You know, a tournament that Chelsea used to be always getting into the last four or final, but standards have dropped now, so we're not in that competition anymore. So that gives our players an extra bit of rest and some more training. So Maresca's got to go back to the drawing board, so it seems, because as I said, if we're getting embarrassed by our under-21s, we got some big important games to play. The attitude's got to be spot on. The quality, it's got to be. Is the quality not there, or is it a bit of attitude? I don't know. But so that's first of all, I thought it was just a joke story because it came out from somebody I didn't really know a lot about, so I didn't know how reliable this source was, but the Athletic have since reported on it as well, so there must be something in it if it's being reported by some major outlets. And so that's that story out of the way. And then there was another story which it goes on to the PR, because we are in PR overdrive at the moment. And there's a story came out that Todd Bowley is looking at buying the Guardian. He's already looked at a Scottish Post, I think a couple of editors there, and the aim is to try and eventually take over at the Guardian. And these Americans, what they're good at is the PR. So getting a newspaper to be their mouthpiece, that'll be perfect for them, because at the moment they've got a few people who are their mouthpieces, and Simon Johnson being one of them. At the what's wrong with my brain today? Athletic. I just mentioned them a minute ago as well. At the Athletic, where he's and the PR that's coming out at the moment is Chelsea want to be at the top table, not dining at the kids' table and feeding off the scraps. I will say no one can accuse the owners of lacking ambition. That is the one thing I defend them on. So obviously that's the PR, that's the spin coming out at Chelsea. I always say I hope that's the case. We have yet to see evidence of it yet. It may prove wrong. It may prove that this the way that they're doing everything and this may work. It's not been proven before, but this philosophy may prove to be successful, and I want it to. But at the moment, I'm not seeing evidence of it, and I'd like to see evidence of it, or this approach that they're taking at the moment. Not sure. And especially when you're seeing stories, again, I don't know whether it's just rumours, because lots of rumours out, especially at international break, where we want to buy Sancho, but just to flip him afterwards. And is it Donnell something? The Harrison, is it the guy? I can't remember his name. And the news story I just spoke of about a minute ago about one of our strikers. They wanted to sign a new contract. Why? To flip him. And at the moment, that looks like the model at the moment. Buy to flip, unless proven otherwise. And the other sort of PR that's coming out of the club to try and appease the fans is that they are actively doing work now so that they are prepared for the window, so they'll get all their ducks in a row, so as soon as that window opens, which is going to be earlier because of the Club World Cup, so there's going to be 2 windows this year, and so to allow clubs to bring in players in time for the Club World Cup, the first window would open towards the end of May when the season finishes. And if Chelsea have done all their groundwork and homework, then I'll be expecting somebody to come in by the end of the week of that transfer window. Otherwise, all this PR nonsense is that's what it is, just PR. So prove me wrong, guys. Get that player in within the first week of the transfer window opening. Then I know that you're talking, that you are being true to your words and not just saying what the crowd, what the fans want to hear. So that's another PR story. Liam Delap and Sesko seem to be the favourites at the moment, but we'll see if there's anyone else who comes up as well. So that's just the news stories. Not a big long video today. What do you think of these stories, guys? What do you think of the fact that these senior players got embarrassed by the under-21s? Is it something that happens all the time in senior football? It's just come out into the public now. Are you a bit worried about the attitude of our senior players going into the last 7 games of the season? We have to win at least 4 of these games to try and finish in the top 5, which will get us Champions League. 7 or 8 games, I can't remember. And also, what do you think of all this PR? Do you think it's just PR, or do you think there is some substance to it, and then we will come good? And are you excited by the return of some of these key players? Do you think that's going to be enough to give us that drive that we need towards the end of the season? Stick all your comments in the section below, and don't forget, as always, like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, and notified every time I make a new video. So take care. Bye.